takeover battle. He's on the side of Occidental, helping it finance its bid to buy Anadarko. That's in competition with Chevron. He has not made any comments about that since we first learned of that news earlier this week, but when I caught up with him yesterday, I asked him how that deal came together.
Well, it happened right here. On last Friday, less than a week ago, last Friday, I got a call in the middle of the afternoon from Brian Moynihan, the CEO of Bank of America, and he said that they were involved in financing the Occidental deal, and that the Occidental people would like to talk to me. And I said, fine, I can talk to them anytime. And he emailed later on and said this, that Becky Hollow, CEO, was traveling, and that she'd call me the following morning. So she called me about 9 o'clock on Saturday, and I said I'd meet with her anytime on Saturday or Sunday. So we scheduled a meeting for 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, and she and Oscar Brown came, arrived at 10 o'clock, and by 11 o'clock we had a deal, and they had us committed unequivocally, come hell or high water, for $10 billion. And if the deal is made with Anadarko, so they had to get their own board approval, but they walked away with the 9/11 happened or anything like that. They had $10 billion for the deal.
Did you do this because you're betting on the oil industry or the Permian Basin or on oil prices, or is this just the terms of the deal itself?
Well, the oil prices are the big determinant over time, obviously. If you're in oil, the same thing is true if you're in copper. So oil prices are enormously important, but I was familiar with Occidental and generally familiar with Permian Basin, although I've never been there. If I were there, I wouldn't know what to do. But no, it was a sensible deal for us, a sensible deal for them, and I proposed it, and they decided whether it made sense. And then when we finished at 11, they went back to the plane. I called Ron Olson. He's on the West Coast, so it was 9 o'clock his time, and I said, we need to get this done by tomorrow evening. And I said, Cravath will be their lawyers, and I assume they'll get similar instructions. So just make whatever it takes, get it done. And in 10 minutes, Ron had a couple of people working on it.
You mentioned the plane, and there was a story, I'm not sure if you saw that, about the plane that Occidental took out here got picked up by some people who were scouting for it. Someone wrote an article about it, and a guy who'd been tracking it saying, hey, maybe this is what's really happening there.
Yeah, I read about that service. I read about years ago where people track plane numbers and try to make deductions, particularly in some small town where there's only one employee or something of the sort. So that fellow turned out, whoever it was, turned out to be correct. But I think I should point out to anybody out there who wants to do business with us that if they take a NetJets plane, nobody will be able to track them. We might, for those of you who don't know, we might own that. We do own NetJets, and it really does make a difference. I mean, you cannot track who's going from here to there, and if you use a company plane, it's a big way of running a billboard that I'm in town for something.
I'm going to ask something about Occidental Petroleum. I'm surprised it hasn't been asked yet. So, Berkshire is committed to providing $10 billion in financing in the form of an 8% preferred share and attached warrants for Occidental's proposed acquisition of Anadarko. This is the first time Berkshire is committed to such a large preferred share investment since the acquisition of Heinz in 2013. What did you find attractive about the Occidental deal in terms of its business, and should we expect other large financing transactions in the future as a way for Berkshire to deploy a portion of its excess cash?
I don't think the Occidental transaction will be the last one we do. There may be one, in a month, there may be 1 3 or 4 years from now. It won't be identical. I hope it's larger, but the point is we're very likely to get the call because we can do something that really, I don't think, no no institution can do it. I mean, they've got committees that have to pass on it, and they want to have so-called MAC clauses, material adverse changes. They want to do this and that. And if somebody wants a lot of certain money for a deal, they've seen that I can get a call on Friday afternoon, and they can make a date with me on Saturday, and on Sunday it's done. And they absolutely know that they have $10 billion, and we're not going to tell them how to structure their transaction or do anything else. They've got it. And there will be times in the future when something not identical but similar comes along, and we're the one to call, and I hope it's larger than 10 billion. It could be we'll do, in the next 5 years, it could be we'll do a lot of money, additional money, and things similar to this, not identical. And it could be that nothing will happen, but if there are any $10 billion or $20 billion or maybe even $50 billion two-day transactions that are in the world, believe me, they'll think of Berkshire Hathaway for sure in terms of what number to call. Charlie?